Hey everybody, so today I have a really exciting video for you guys. One of my co-admins over at BBB recommended that I do a breast milk storage bag review for you guys. So this is going to be a collective review of all the breast milk storage bags that I could get my hands on. So thank you, Isabel, for the idea. Also, a big thumbs up for my fiance, Mark. I could not have done this without him. He's such a big help. He's a big help with all my videos and my YouTube channel, so thumbs up to him. I love him. He's the best. This is actually my second time filming this, so I'm going to try to talk fast because I have a lot of bags to get through and a lot of things to say about them. This video is a long time in the making. I really took my time with these bags. I tested them each out, you know, so don't think that I just used these bags once and that's just my opinions on them. I really did put a lot of time and effort into researching these bags for you guys. Real quick, I'm going to read you guys the brands that I reviewed just in case the one that you're looking for isn't here. But I reviewed Honeysuckle, Lansinoh, Spectra, Kiinde, Target Up and Up, Medela, Ameda, Dr. Brown, Nook, Avent, Bonafide Baby, and Purity, and Evenflo. I was looking for a lot of things out of these breast milk storage bags, so I'm just going to read you real quick what I was looking for. What the bags fill to, if it leaks while it's defrosting, the cost of them, the area to label, if it lays flat, if there's a side seal, the thickness of the bag itself, if the measurements are accurate, if there's any pros and cons, and if it has a double seal up the top. So I'm going to work quickly because, like I said, I have a lot of bags to talk about with you guys. So first up is Honeysuckle, and excuse me, I'm going to be looking probably everywhere but the camera today, so excuse that. Anyways, to the Honeysuckle bag. It fills to 6 ounces or 180 milliliters. They have a 50 pack for $9.90. They have a 100 pack for $19.95, a 300 pack for $44.75, and a 600 pack for $84.95. I normally ordered the 300 pack, and that lasted me about a month and a half when I was producing 60 ounces, and Sophie was eating half of that. So that's just my personal experience with them. You can find them on Amazon or their website, but I feel like their website has the bigger counts more often and they're not out of stock. I've never had any kind of leaking issue with this bag. I've had them shoot out of the freezer to the floor and never had a leaking issue. So I love these bags. And I love that they come with these little rescue bags with your order. It's just a bag to put your breast milk storage bag down inside too when you defrost it. It's got a cute little message about how they try their hardest to keep your milk safe, but every now and then you might get a bag that leaks, so I really appreciated that. This is what we decided to do to test if the measurements were accurate. We just filled the breast milk storage bag up with water that we colored with food coloring. And what I did is I measured out 5 ounces in my measuring cup, my Pyrex measuring cup, and then I poured that into here. It'd be even more accurate if I had a scale and I could weigh 5 ounces. That way I know that everything is legit. However, I don't. Basically, I was thinking, I want to know what's in the bag while I'm pouring and while I'm looking at it before I close it up. So this is all we did. We just looked at it like this while it was open up top. If you do close it, it alters the measurements, and also if you close it and suck all the air out of it, it forces all the liquid upwards, obviously, creating a vacuum, and you can't get an accurate reading. So that's the way we decided to do that. We tested out every single bag like that. I also have pictures for anybody who doubts me, so anyways, the Honeysuckle bag is not accurate, actually. It's a whole ounce off, so that's a con about that. So I'm just going to show you the bag up close. It has the label facing towards you, which I love. It also has side seals down the side, and then it has 2 Ziploc closures up here. It lays pretty flat. This has 5 ounces in it. Even with 6 ounces, it's a pretty flat bag. The bag itself is pretty thick. Like I said, I love this bag. I've been using it since, this is like 2 months into my pumping journey, so probably since December. I love these bags. I don't have any complaints about them. So the next bag is by Lansinoh. In these you can find at any major retailer, honestly. They are pretty much everywhere. It fills to 6 ounces or 180 milliliters. There's a 25 pack for $5.64, a 50 pack for $7.84, or a 100 pack for $13.79. I got the prices from a variety of different places. I looked around at either Walmart, online, or in store, basically. I didn't go to like some questionable website for you guys, but I basically looked around for the lowest price, and I just encourage you guys to do that as well. I don't really have a lot of good things to say about this bag, so I'm probably going to be pretty quick with it. But to show you real quick, the label is facing away from you. There are 2 seals, although this one might be a little hard to see, but it is there. And then it doesn't have any side seals on the side. It does lay pretty flat. All these bags have 5 ounces in that. I'm not sure if I said that, but that's what my daughter eats, so that's what I freeze in. So this is 5 ounces. And just like the Honeysuckle, it's still pretty flat even if you were to put 6 ounces in there. Also, the measurements are not accurate on this one. It is a little below 5 ounces. Like I said, I don't have a lot of good things to say about this bag. If you bump them at all, they leak, and that's my experience with them. I am also an oversupplier. I stack my milk bags on top of each other to fit them in the freezer, so I need a durable bag, and I just feel like this isn't it. They are a cheaper option, they are widely available, but honestly, I don't recommend this brand. Next is Spectra, and it fills to 7 ounces or 200 milliliters. There's a 30 pack on Amazon for $15 or a 30 pack on their website for $20, so obviously I would go through Amazon if you're gonna buy these. And I feel like these are pretty mediocre bag. There's nothing good, nothing bad to really say about them. It only has one seal up at the top. It has the label facing towards you. It has an entire seal even all the way down to the bottom. However, it's not the flattest bag. It's also not the thickest bag when it's laying flat. The bag itself is actually pretty thick, so yeah, like I said, it's a pretty mediocre bag. I don't have really anything to say about it. I don't know that I would ever buy it just because I think that there's bigger and better options out there. The next is Purity, and I'm actually really excited to talk to you guys about this brand because I really think that these people are onto something here. But really quickly, it fills to 6 ounces. There's a 50 pack for $14.50 or a 75 pack for $20.16. You can only buy these on their website. And the pros I'm going to talk about while I show you. This is different, isn't it? This bag has a UVA barrier and oxidation barrier. It's also puncture resistant packaging. Just really quickly, the label is facing towards you. It does have a double seal. It's really hard to see since it's all foiled up, but it does have the entire seal down and around. It's kind of hard to see down here, but it is underneath the milk too. And it does lay flat. This one I didn't try too hard on because the foil can be a little tricky to work with, but it can lay flatter than this. I just kind of slopped some of these around. Sorry guys. I do really like these seals. They are super, super hard to get open, which I love. I know my milk ain't leaking out of these guys. Why the bag is like this is actually because it protects the vitamins from those UVAs or from oxidation. And I don't feel like I should be explaining too much because I don't want to get anything wrong with these because they have a lot of science, a lot of facts, and a lot of research to back up their findings. They sent me a whole pamphlet with the breast milk storage bags, so I really encourage you guys to go check them out on their website. Like I said, I really think they're onto something here. Oxidation or anything like that, it can cause your milk to turn different colors. It can cause it to smell differently, to taste differently, stuff like that. And I know with my frozen milk, sometimes it does smell a little different. Sophie's never acted like it's tasted different. I've never really tasted my frozen milk, so I'm not sure how it tastes. But I have noticed that when I use the Purity bags, they don't really smell any difference. Obviously, we didn't test if the measurements are accurate because it doesn't matter. You can't see. So you do need to pour into a bottle and then pour into the breast milk storage bags, which that is what I personally do, so that's not an extra step for me. I like to pour and know exactly I'm putting in the bag what my daughter eats, so that's what I like to do. And yeah, I really like this bag. They're super, super durable. The company was amazing. I actually got to talk to the founder, which was insane. But yeah, I would definitely check them out. Check out their website. I want you guys to understand all the science behind it. Okay, so the next one is Bonafide Baby. It fills to 6 ounces or 180 milliliters. There's a 105 pack for $19.95 on Amazon or on their website. And some pros about them are that it's 100% satisfaction guaranteed, meaning if you don't like them, you get your money back. It's also made in the USA for anybody who that's important to, and they come latex free, and it also comes with a pen. So here's the pen that it comes with. How genius! Like, so simple. That's so genius. I loved that. Why has nobody else thought of that? But yeah, so this is the bag. The label is facing towards you. It does have a double seal. It also has a seal around the entire bag. It's a pretty flat bag. It's not the flattest, not the thickest. The bag itself is pretty thick, and also the measurements are accurate. They're really good. They don't leak. I've never had a problem with them. I like these bags, so yeah. Next is the Avent storage bags. They fill to 6 ounces or 180 milliliters. They're available for a 25 pack for $5.47, a 50 pack for $8.52, And I love that it comes with a little usage guide in the package. I feel like all these breast milk storage bags were really good at telling you how to dethaw, how to, you know, store them and stuff like that. I've never had a problem with these bags leaking. It does have a label that's facing towards you up here, but it is obnoxiously huge. Like, it's like literally up to here. So I rip it off and I write down here. That's my preference. And then it does have a double seal up here. It also has a very thick, the thickest one actually, side seal and bottom seal. It is a very thick bag. They lay pretty flat. They even lay pretty flat with 6 ounces in them. The measurements are correct on this bag, and I really, really like them. I'll talk more about why I'm kind of debating on which one I like more, Honeysuckle or Avent, a little later on, but just know that I really, really like these. And next is the Evenflo bag. It fills to 5 ounces or 150 milliliters. It comes in a 20 pack for $5.86. I did buy these on Amazon, but then when I searched for them, I couldn't find them, so I'm not sure what that means, but I have seen them in a couple different Walmarts, not the one that's closest to me. So I'm not sure if they're in the process of weeding these out or not, so excuse me if they are, I'm sorry, but I did want to give them a go. And personally, I think this bag is really flimsy. It's hard to get a good reading on it. We did the best that we could with it, but it is really flimsy. It does come with a usage guide, and it also does have cute little sayings on the bag, if you can see. Has cute different sayings on each of the bag, which I thought were cute. You can pump straight into these, as you can see from this little hole right there, although I never saw any adapters for them, so I'm not sure if they expect you to use a different brand of adapters. And I think that's about it. The bag itself, the measurements are accurate. The label is actually facing away from you. This is pretty hard to tear. I actually find myself almost coming down here and ripping this, so be careful. Like I said, it's a pretty flimsy bag. It does have a side seal and it goes all the way to the bottom. It's kind of tucked under so you can't really see. It doesn't lay super flat. Honestly, I would skip these. I think it's super cute how they have the messages on them, and it is kind of convenient that you can pump straight into them, but they are flimsy, and they only have one seal up here, and it makes it really, really hard to make sure that I have it closed just because of how flimsy of a bag it is. For other ones that only have a single seal but the bag is really thick, I never had a problem with because it was sturdy enough to make sure that I was closing it correctly. However, this thing moves around like no other, so I would skip these. The next is the Kiinde Twist. I'm sure I'm not saying that right, but excuse me. It fills to 6 ounces or 175 milliliters. Comes in a 20 pack for $7.99, a 40 count for $14.99, or an 80 count for $25.99. I've never had any leaking. You can pump straight into these, which is the whole purpose of this bag, and then it replaces the need for the bottle. Now, I'm not going to go over this bag and the whole system entirely because that's actually an upcoming video. But anyways, this is what the bag looks like. Like I said, it fills to 6 ounces, which is all the way up here. However, this is just filled to 5 ounces. The measurements on this bag are not accurate. It is all the way up into the cap for 5 ounces, whereas it says down here that it's 5 ounces. I personally don't like that about the bag because the whole purpose is to pump into these. So you need the measurements to be accurate, especially when this is supposed to be replacing a bottle. So it kind of seems to defeat the purpose. The label is either on this side or it can be on this side, which I mean, I guess is nice, but I don't really like that it's just kind of off on the side somewhere. It's kind of hard to find. It doesn't lay super flat, but that probably has a little something to do with this plastic top. It does have an entire side seal and even down at the bottom. It is a thick bag, and also it doesn't have a double seal, but it does have this screw lid, and like I said, I've never had any leaking issues or anything like that from these. This is the adapter for the Kiinde bags, and this is my Medela connector, and all you do is just screw this on up, and then you screw the bag into here, and it's super simple. Next is Nook, and it fills to 6 ounces or 180 milliliters. It comes in 25 for $5.50, 50 for $8.99, or 100 for $15.99. And these are readily available. I've seen them at every Walmart that I've ever gone to, so that's pretty nice. They're also a pretty decent bag for their price, I feel like. So I've never had any leaking problems or anything like that with this bag, even though it is a more thinner bag. It has the label facing towards you. It's kind of hard to see because it's see-through. It does have the double seal. It does have a small side seal on the sides, but nothing down here on the bottom. It lays really flat. Like I said, this is 5 ounces, and it's even pretty flat. when there's 6 ounces in it. It is a little bit thinner of a bag. I would say it's a little thinner than Honeysuckle, but not as thin as Lansinoh. So I think that these bags are pretty good for your money, and the measurements are correct on this bag. So the next bag is Dr. Brown's. It fills to 6 ounces or 180 milliliters. It comes in a 25 pack for $7.99 or a 50 pack for $19.99. And I don't have much to say about this bag. Honestly, I'm a huge Dr. Brown's fan, so I was anticipating loving these. However, I'm not finding that the case. I literally have no pros or cons to say about it, honestly. Although they are pretty expensive for a pretty mediocre bag. So that kind of sucks. Also, the measurements are way off. It's an ounce and a half under what it should be. So when we filled it to 5, it said it was 3.5. So I've never had a bag leak on me or anything like that, so that is a plus for it. But anyways, this is the bag up close. It's got the label facing towards you. It's got a double seal. It doesn't have any side seals on the side. It lays pretty flat itself. Still stays pretty flat even with 6 ounces. And the bag itself is average size thickness. I don't know. It's not thick, it's not thin, it's right there in the middle. Like I said, I don't have a whole lot to say about these bags. I think I've only seen them at Babies R Us, so I mean, if that's all that you live by, they could be convenient for that. However, I wouldn't pick these over some of the other bags. Next is Target Up and Up. It fills to 6 ounces or 150 milliliters. There's a 50 pack for $8.49 or a 100 pack for $15.50. They're readily available if you're close to a Target, but you know, if you're like in a different country, even Canada, I know Canada doesn't have them anymore, so this really only pertains to US residents. But anyways, here's the bag. The label is facing away from you. It has a double seal. It doesn't have any side seals down the bag. This one actually has 6 ounces in it because it is an older bag from when I was first freezing milk. But anyways, it is a pretty flat bag. The measurements are accurate on it. I've never had any leaking issues or anything like that. And they are a pretty decent bag. Honestly, if you have a Target near you, I would try them out. They're a pretty good bag, but I didn't want to put them in my end results just because not everybody is going to have access to these. So I just wanted to give them a mention anyways for those people who are in the States. Next is Medela, and my co-admin Brandy was sweet enough to send me these, so thank you, Brandy. But they fill to 5 ounces or 150 milliliters. There's a 20 pack for $8.09 or a 50 pack for $10.59. One of the biggest cons, one of the biggest pros about this bag is that you can pump straight into it, as you can see right here. The label is facing towards you. There's only one seal, however, up here. There is an entire side seal and all the way down at the bottom too. These bags do not lay flat whatsoever. There's only 5 ounces in this bag too. It is a thick bag. So like I said, the Evenflo was hard to close with that one seal because it was flimsy. However, even though it has one seal up here, I still am able to close it pretty decently every time because it is a thicker bag, so I'm able to get a handle on it more. Real quick, this is what the adapter looks like. You just screw it in there and you hook the bag onto these little things. The measurements are accurate on this. I've never had a problem with it leaking, even though it only has one seal. So I still think that they're a great bag overall. I just wouldn't really recommend them for oversuppliers since they are kind of wonky and kind of bulky, but these are a pretty good bag. I don't have any complaints. On to our final bag. It's Ameda. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. I have honestly no idea how to say this name. Fills to 5 ounces or 150 milliliters. The price is where this thing gets complicated, honestly. For 2 bags with 2 adapters at Target, it's $12.99. With 20 bags and 2 adapters on Amazon, it's $6.98. However, on Amazon for 40 bags all by themselves, it's $14.99, and at Target for 50 bags, it's $12.99. So honestly, my advice would be, if you want to try these bags out, buy the adapters and the bags initially on Amazon, maybe just add them to an order, and then if you want to keep using them, get them from Target. That's what I would do. Anyways, the measurements are correct, and it comes with a usage guide, which is really nice. And the biggest pro about these, oh my goodness. The biggest pro about this is that you can also pump straight into these. It also has a little like spout that you can just tear off to. When you do defrost these, the milk comes out of there, so don't worry about that. The label is facing towards you. It only has a single seal up here. It has an entire seal around the body of the bag, and it doesn't lay super flat, although I think it is more evenly distributed than the Medela bags. It's a pretty thick bag, and I've never had any problem with these leaking, although it does kind of look like it up here, but that was just me spilling into these. And then real quick, this is what the adapter looks like that comes with the bag, and you just screw them into your connector. I personally like this connector better than the others because it sits farther down, so I didn't have to mess with my bags too much. I really do like these Ameda bags, and I don't really have anything bad to say about them. So for my final thoughts and opinions, I thought all these bags except for Evenflo and Lansinoh were good bags. Some I would recommend more than others, and you know, stuff like that. But before I end the video, I just wanted to give you my thoughts on what bags would be best for each situation. For oversuppliers, I wanted to look at price, if they were available in bulk, and also the durability, because we do like to stack them in the deep freezer and stuff like that. My opinion is, if you're gonna order over 100 bags, go with Honeysuckle. They're durable. They can go up to 600 bags, which is a crazy amount, and I love them. I also don't think that they're too expensive. And then if you're gonna order 100 bags or lower, I would get the Avent bags. I love those bags, and honestly, I'm a little torn because I used to be a massive overproducer. So I love the Honeysuckle, I love the bulk, I love everything about that bag, and I still do, don't get me wrong. However, I am in the process of weaning, so I produce a lot less now. I'm down to like up to 20 ounces a day. Honestly, that's my max. So I'm thinking, not that I need any more breast milk storage bags, but if I'm ever producing a lot less than 60 ounces or anything like that, I would definitely go with the Avent bag over the Honeysuckle. If you're tight on money, I would definitely recommend the Nook bag. You know, it's not like the toughest, you know, most durable, excellent bag out there. However, I do think it's a great bag for the price point. For pumping straight into, I would definitely recommend the Ameda one, just because they stack a little bit better. I love the pour spout on them, and I did like the adapters just a little bit more. Also, the adapters in the bags aren't as expensive as the Medela ones. So if you have a lot of extra money to spend, or you're just curious and you're willing to test out things, I would definitely go with the Purity bags. Honestly, if we can afford to do that next time, and if I'm not massively overproducing, I would definitely get the Purity bags. Like I said, I think they're onto something here, and it's really just an extra step in protecting your milk. I think a lot of people are going to be surprised by my review of Lansinoh, so I just want to say really quickly, the reason I don't like Lansinoh is just because I think there's more durable, better bags out there, especially when it comes to protecting your milk. When I was looking at the best option for oversuppliers, I had Mark break down the prices for cost per bag, and honestly, Lansinoh is the cheapest bag out there. However, I don't think it's worth it. I don't think the cheap option is worth your losing ounces and whatever. It's incredibly frustrating. I work incredibly hard for my milk, and I want to protect it. However, at the same time, I'm not a perfect person, and I have a lot to store. So I need my bags to be durable, and I need to count on them. And I just don't feel like I can do that with Lansinoh. So that is all my thoughts on all these breast milk storage bags. I hope you guys found this helpful, and as always, thanks for watching.